Welcome to War India News Hour. Gratitude for the Savior is a natural feeling and it can be expressed in more ways. There were hospitals where salaries were not paid. There was hardly anything done to elevate the physical, mental and financial well-being. Society and government should have lauded them like heroes day in and day out. Whether they asked for it or not, what has been the compensation given by governments and various organizations to the slain heroes? Seeing your child's birthday from a window or a doctor holding the hands of the dying with a shattering regularity is not what most professionals can handle. Where did they get the chance to be trained in this? With 800 doctors dying only in the second wave, was it not proper for the nation to bow its head at the National Doctors Memorial, which could have been dedicated to the nation on the Doctors' Day? The medical superintendents gasped for breath to arrange oxygen for their patients who were tied to the delicate thread of life on the availability of this gas. Imagine the mental state of doctors in those ICUs and the hospital management outside. Was it not worse than a battlefield? Was preparation not a far cry? With the most sought-after medicines being in short supply, they have to face the ire of their relatives or mobs. It even led to physical attacks on doctors. Corona's battle at times turned out to be a battle with hands tied to the back. Still, these doctors have saved us from the worst. It is not high time to have a national medical corpus, a contingency fund to take care of the doctors in dire need and of the families in case of death? This National Doctors' Day, the country should have told the medical fraternity that they are our Valentines and we can do anything from them. Let's look into today's headlines in War India. Fab India eyes mega IPO, expects $2 billion valuation. Fab India Overseas Private Limited is eyeing an IPO of around rupees 3,000 crores, pegging the value of the company at $1.5 to $2 billion. The retailer runs 311 stores across India and 14 stores overseas where it sells ethnical apparels, furniture, organic food and personal care products among other things. Sources said the company does not need immediate cash. Therefore, the IPO is primarily aimed at giving exit to some investors including private equity firm Premji Invest, which owns about 25% stake in the company. Logistics tech startup Loconav bags $37 million in Series B funding. Loconav was founded in 2016 by Sridhar Gupta and Vidit Jain. The company provides proprietary technology solutions to help its clients manage their fleets. It is already live in 25 countries. It will use the funds to strengthen its technology and data science team across San Francisco, Gurugram and Bengaluru. The fresh capital will also help the company establish additional partnerships and channels and make strategic acquisitions. Government to unveil national cybersecurity strategy soon, says Lieutenant General Rajesh Pant. The government is going to release a new cybersecurity strategy this year, National Cybersecurity Coordinator Lieutenant General retired Rajesh Pant said. The strategy would holistically cover the entire ecosystem of the cyberspace in India. The vision of this strategy is to ensure safe, secure, resilient, vibrant and trusted cyberspace, Pant said. The new strategy would serve as a guideline to tackle various aspects, be it data as a national resource, building indigenous capabilities or cyber audit. There are about 80-odd deliverables coming out of this new strategy. A former Microsoft employee managed to steal more than $2 million in crypto. Radomir Krashuk, a former employee for Microsoft, managed to steal more than $2 million in crypto before he was caught. One of his responsibilities was testing the company's e-commerce infrastructure, and a flaw that he found helped him make millions in cryptocurrency. One of the glitches allowed him to generate a redeemable gift card code every time he performed a fake transaction. Instead of reporting the issue, Krashuk used the glitch to generate and sell the codes to the third-party website, advertising the prices sometimes at more than 50% off. He has accumulated close to $2.8 million in cryptocurrency from the sales and even faked tax forms that claimed the money he received was a gift. The new e-commerce policy to hit the e-commerce players including Amazon, Tata. The government's tough new e-commerce rules announced on June 21st, aimed at strengthening protection for consumers, caused concern among the country's online retailers. India's e-commerce FDI rules don't allow for online marketplace to hold inventory of their own or influence the price of goods sold, and prohibit group companies or entities in which marketplaces have control of inventory to sell on their platforms, among other things. Secondly, there is a cap on the flash sales, barring misleading advertisements and mandating a complaints system. Sources said these are likes of Amazon, Flipkart and rest of the e-commerce players to attract the consumers. With this new law, the e-commerce players are going to review their business structures. That's all for now. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to War India News Magazine. You can download the War India app from Google Play Store for the latest news and updates. Stay tuned. Thank you.